Thank you very much, Lisa. And when she said she wasn't going to let it lie when I met her all those years ago, she was absolutely right about that. And the passion and energy, Lisa, that you bring to this, I think speaks volumes, and everybody in this room can tell how much it means to you. And it is fantastic to be with you all as I look around, seeing many friends and colleagues. Great to be here as well at the Science Museum, which I have to say feels like a fitting place to be today, because this is the home of innovation, celebrating the progress that's transformed so many people's lives, and in a way speaking to us, calling us, and inspiring us to do the same today. Now, as many of you in this room will remember, about, I think it was 18 or so months ago, back in opposition, in a church near Waterloo Station, I made a promise to people in this room. I said that if Labour was elected to govern, we would work in partnership with you to deliver on every one of our missions and change the country together. I meant that back then. And the moment I walked through the door of Downing Street, our work began. And that door is now wide open to you. And today's summit is the first of its kind ever. And that's really important. That's really important, because this is about delivering the priorities of working people. But it's also about something, in a sense, even more fundamental than that. Because I often say that the changes we're making aren't just about sort of lines on a graph and statistics. They're about people. And you understand that better than anyone else. Take the Drive Partnership. Now, this is a fantastic initiative led by a coalition of civil society organisations. Now, they've worked with the police to tackle the drivers of domestic abuse, a really serious issue, hard to deal with. And that is integral to the work that we're doing in government in our Safer Streets mission. So today, working together in the spirit of partnership, we're announcing £53 million of investment to roll out the Drive project nationally right across England and Wales, delivering together in partnership, taking up the initiative that you've brought to us and recognising your power to reach into places that governments can't, combined with the ability of the government to deliver nationally. Now, for me, that's a blueprint of a brand new way of working. And today we take one further step with our Civil Society Covenant. And I'm really proud that we're launching that today, because that is really the hard yards of the 18 months since I made the promise, because it recognises that national renewal requires everyone to play a vital role. Not the hierarchical sort of top-down approach of the state working on its own, not the transactional approach of the markets left to their own devices, but a way forward in partnership together, giving civil society a home at the heart of government. So we're not going to shut charities out and then expect you to pick up the bits. That's what the Tories did for year after year after year. Nor am I interested in slogans that sound very good, but end up being gimmicks for government to simply hide behind. I'm interested in solutions. So we're working with businesses, social enterprises, private investors, and with the Chancellor's announcement just earlier this week, which you'll have seen, the largest social outcomes fund in the world to give struggling families a better start, backed by £500 million in government funding, with plans to match this with up to £500 million more from local governments, from social investors, philanthropists, transforming hundreds of thousands of lives together. That is about genuine partnership, putting your fingerprints on everything that we do. Take our 10-year plan for the NHS, which we announced earlier this month. It's a really important initiative. We look back proudly at the NHS. It's been around for 77 years, but we also need to make sure that in decades to come, people look back and recognise the NHS was rebuilt and fit for the future. And in that 10-year plan, we consulted experts, charities, and the public. So every person, no matter who they were or where they're from, can get the treatment that they deserve. Look at the incredible work of charities already. Day in, day out, on the front line, delivering real change where it's needed most. So I'm proud to announce an exciting new partnership between government and civil society today. Diagnosis Connect. Now, this will transform the way we work together. Now, this is a new programme linking newly diagnosed patients directly to expert charities, helping them navigate which charities they can get to, which support they want, a different journey for each of them. Very hard to make that journey at the moment. And that's life-changing for people, looking for information and support, often at a really difficult time. Now, that's putting your expertise directly in people's pockets with the NHS app. So that's going to go on the NHS app, which is a central part of our plan, and then people will have it as their map to the support to the charities that they need when they've been diagnosed. What a comfort and security that will be for so many millions of people. But I believe that good relationships need to be honest relationships. We won't blindside you with public attacks like the last government did. We need to do honest about the issues that people care about and expect us to tackle. Have the tough conversations on issues like migration or social cohesion, our security as a country. These are issues where politicians have often chosen to stoke division instead of bringing people together to fix the problem. Now, we know the damage that does to our communities. So when it comes to issues like immigration, we are working differently, strengthening our border security and tackling fraud, working with 72 local organisations as we transition people to a digital immigration status to make sure vulnerable communities aren't shut out of that transition, and working with community groups to train young people in the skills that we need, to reduce our dependence on overseas recruitment. Together, we'll build stronger communities, a fairer system, a better society for everyone. And most of all this is about rebalancing power and responsibility. Because I remember, and I suspect you do, when the Tories said that people were tired of experts. Let me tell you what I think people are tired of. I think they're tired of establishment figures who don't listen to them, who don't understand the challenges that they face, tired of being excluded from decisions about their own lives, tired of being treated like their experiences don't matter. And they're the people this government is working for. Something I often talk about is the people I have in my mind's eye, because politics is about policies, it is about numbers and statistics, but most important, in a sense, it's about who do you have in your mind's eye when you make your decision. And I think of the people up and down the country who serve every day, who put in every day, often unseen, but absolutely irreplaceable. So this is an opportunity to say to each and every one of you, and through you to your organisations, thank you. Thank you for what you put in on behalf of others. To those of you that I know work tirelessly to make Britain a better place. And to say that we're keeping our promises. We said we would work differently, and we are. We promised we would listen to you, and we have. Those initiatives we're announcing today, they came from you, not us. We put them into something which works in partnership. We said we'd deliver together, and we will, to build a society of service, bound together by our common values, and finding new pride in our country and our communities. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything you're doing. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you.